I have a few questions to ask on today's show. The first one is President Zelensky trying to say it's not the right time for elections? Can he just call off an election in Ukraine? Is that democracy? We'll talk about it. Thomas Massie talks about a car kill switch, which the media says is a conspiracy theory and it's not true, but he specifies how they're trying to put stuff in your car that will turn it off, maybe if you're drunk driving or something. We'll talk about that. And the third thing is President Trump had his I guess, let's see, Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security went on a show and said that Trump actually called off a lot of deportations. I'm going to show you those clips, but first, welcome to the Dream Rare podcast. Here's the intro.
It's the Dream Rare podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from our.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's show. I have a few clips I want to get through today, but the first one I want to show you is Thomas Massie is talking about how they're trying to implement new cars, pass a law that says you need certain technology in every new car, and he thinks that it could lead to the slippery slope of having someone shut off your car. Now, I want to say that there's a lot of fact checks that say, fact check, this isn't true. The police can't access it. The government can't access it, which I guess is true, but having technology in your car where someone else could shut it off if you don't do certain things is a very interesting slippery slope. And I think Thomas explains it perfectly. Let's take a listen.
My third amendment, I saved the best for last. I know you'll all be excited about this. We call it the Kill Switch Amendment. Section 24220 of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act requires all newly manufactured vehicles to be equipped with technology to monitor your performance while driving and to prevent vehicle operation if the car so determines that you are not doing a very good job of driving. And I'm a little bit worried about this. My own car has some technology in it that tells me I need to get some coffee or something every now and then. And I mean, I think it's a nice feature to have, but allowing the car to disable itself, I think, is troublesome. And this, we don't have a lot of time. This is supposed to be implemented by 2026. And I don't know about you all, but I would like to know when I put my family in the car and I'm taking a trip somewhere, that the car is not going to disqualify me. I mean, I'll trust a court, or and then states, 31 states already have like a breathalyzer technology that's already incorporated into their laws. Like if you are a known offender, a DUI offender, they can force these to be installed in your car to make sure that you're qualified to drive, at least from a blood alcohol content qualified to drive. Not everybody is, but we don't need this federally. We don't need it automated. I think there's privacy concerns. In order for this technology to work, you actually need to know where the car is to know if the driver's doing a good job on that particular road. And so this kill switch amendment would just defund implementation of section 24220 so that you can know your car's not going to shut you down in the middle of the road. And I thank you, urge consideration of these amendments by our committee. And
It's interesting when you look that up on Google, it's going to be a bunch of fact checking and e-verify saying that, no, that's not what it is. It's not a kill switch. It can't be accessed by the police or the government. It's actually just there for this reason, and that's what it is, and it's just that. And me, Thomas Massie, millions of people probably see that as a slippery slope to allowing someone external to the car to shut off your car. Obviously, a very suspect idea, covered in and buried in one of these bills a few years ago. And if you look it up, the media is trying to cover it up and be like, oh, it's nothing. It's not that. It's just this. It's like, yeah, well, we know it's this, but it could lead to all that other stuff. And giving someone the power to do that is a slippery slope to that. Today's election day in a lot of states. If you did want to vote, I don't know exactly which states are voting. I think it's a few of them. Check it out. If it's your state, feel free. I wore my Tom and Jerry shirt today. As you guys know, I bought this because I thought it was funny. I call politics Tom and Jerry, where people think that like Trump's really trying to catch Hillary or Hillary's really trying to catch this person. And it's like Tom and Jerry, where the second that they catch each other, the show, you see, they're actually hugging each other. They're actually secretly friends. They're like, ah, we both make each other money. We both keep the show alive. Without the chase, there is no show. And I think that's how American politics is. Thomas Massie, one of the few people that I constantly try to highlight because I think he is the real deal for the most part. I wanted to read this real quick before I go into my third story, but this is a short one. Volodymyr Zelensky says it's not the right time for elections in Ukraine. Is that democracy that we're spreading there? It's just not the right time. You know what? I don't feel good this week, month, or year. It's just it's not the right time for me to get kicked out of office or get voted out. So let's just not even have an election at all. It's just doesn't feel like the right time because we're at war with Russia. He's using some sort of wartime emergency to potentially cancel the election. So before we move on to the third story, I'll just say if you support Russia or Ukraine, I don't really care. I mean, you're allowed to have your opinion in America of what side you think is right or wrong. And obviously, America supports Ukraine, but in a free society, you should be able to disagree. All I've been saying is we're not there to protect democracy. That's what the media says. That's what the politicians say. I know they're lying. You know they're lying. They know they're lying. It's not democracy. It's a proxy war against Russia and foreign interests and some sort of battle between the elites. But democracy? No. Here's the third story I wanted to get into because I found it really interesting. Steve Diassi, a guy on Blaze TV, had a man named Kenneth Cuccinelli, who was an American lawyer politician who served as the senior official performing the duties of Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security from 2019 to 2021. Under Donald Trump, this guy was the Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security, which is his advisor, won over. I'm going to play 4 little clips. I chopped them up. Here's him saying that basically Trump deported less people than Obama, which a lot of people know. That's been in the news. But the reason he says that Trump deported less people than Obama is because Trump actually called off a lot of deportations because he didn't want to make it look bad. So he just actually didn't deport people like a lot of people wanted him to. Let's take a listen.
Do you or do you not have the will to stop people from coming in? Do you or do you not have the will to deport people? Well, honestly, the Trump administration deported fewer people and at a slower rate than the Obama administration. So
can you say that again and explain how that is even remotely possible?
You can find articles that say that too, that Obama deported more people than Trump. We're going to play a few more clips, but this guy explains why, and I don't think it's why people think. Let's take a listen.
So, well, Trump really, this may be hard to believe, but in infinite moments or finite moments, he didn't want people to think he was mean. You wouldn't necessarily know that the way he behaves most of the time, but
I'm going to play a few more clips, but this is kind of hand in hand with, he was on, was it Megyn Kelly recently? And he said that a Democrat friend who's really smart told me I should sell the vaccine more. And my Democrat friend, even though his base is Republican, Trump seems to be very sensitive to what the other side says. And this guy who worked at a high level of Homeland Security under Trump says that the reason he called off a lot of that stuff was because he didn't want to be perceived as like too extreme. So he actually didn't deport when he could have.
And we had several operations canceled by the president. He was not enthusiastic about, well, let me put it differently. He was extremely sensitive to being attacked over deporting people. Donald Trump was not aggressive or enthusiastic about deporting people.
So he says that he called off some of the deportations and was like, nah, I don't want to look like I'm that guy. So just don't do it. Here's the last clip.
And the numbers speak for themselves. Some folks have fought with me over it, but I can show you the data that make it very clear that deportations went at a faster pace in the Obama administration than they did in the Trump administration.
And there's Wall Street Journal saying it as well as many others that Trump deported fewer immigrants than Obama. I remember when I was defending Trump in like 2017, 2018, 2019, that's what I would do. I'd be like, look, he's not really racist. He's not doing this. He deported less people than Obama. Like, he's not even doing that much. And you guys are acting like he's the return of some crazy dictator. And he's not even deporting that many people. Now, years later, I think we find out, or if you believe this guy, you could not believe him. I don't really care, that Trump wasn't doing it. It was his call. He wasn't being stonewalled because he didn't want to look bad. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I would say now that Trump kind of has a certain image, I think it's just best moving forward if he does get back into the White House that he just does what people want him to do and what he says he's going to do, because even when he caves to the media, I don't think that they ever really give him the credit that he's looking for, as far as like, I'm not that guy, don't make me look crazy. They still make him look crazy. So you might as well just get it done, since they already say you're doing it anyway, versus trying to like appease them when, and do what you don't believe in just to make it look good. I think it's best if somebody gets in and probably does it. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I'll probably do another stream in a couple days. I'm a little tired today, so I don't want to really like drag it out too much. Those are the stories of the day. Let me know what you think about in the comment section. What do you think about Zelensky canceling the election? What do you think about Thomas Massie trying to stop them from putting some sort of switch in your car to turn off your car if you're drunk, or that's what they say they're going to do? Who knows where it would go in the future? And what do you think about that clip of the, I guess, Deputy Secretary of Homeland Security from 2019 to 2021, Kenneth Thomas Cuccinelli, who was on Steve Diassi's show? Let me know what you think about him. Do you think he's telling the truth? Do you believe him? Do you not? Do you like the fact that Trump tried to please the left and not deport as many people? Or what do you think? Let me know. I'm going to take off. God bless you guys. I appreciate you. And I'll be here soon. I'm just a little tired today. I don't know. I don't have the longevity to go 50 minutes. Hopefully people like this, because some people complain I go too long. So I'll have some long ones soon. God bless you guys. I'll be back very, very soon. Dreamer Podcast over and out.